Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row. We've got a BuckIQ. We finally got a game to break down. I've got my man Zach Boren, former Ohio State linebacker, our expert here for these defensive breakdowns. And we finally don't have to go back and dig through 2 years of footage.
I know, we're back, man. It's nice.
And I asked too, like Malik Harrison after the game, said, hey, it's got to be great for you guys too. We don't have to talk about last year anymore.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to talk about it anymore. And they put out something I think that you probably were pretty impressed with on Saturday.
Yeah, those guys came out and put all of the doubts from last year to rest. I mean, the way those guys were flying around in the football and even the depth that they had, right? Last year, we were looking for defenders just to come out of the field and make plays, right? Now you see guys in the 2-3 deep coming out and making plays, running all over the field. I mean, it was so refreshing. I think you've seen what these defensive coaches have come in, revamped the entire defense, made things so much more simpler. These guys are running around, filling holes, filling the proper holes, reacting. Like it was, you come out, you're like, what am I watching, right? This is back to silver bullet defense. It was great to see.
And it wasn't, I had a bunch of questions that I wanted to, get answers to. And it might take a few more weeks because I don't know still really how much the bullet is going to be out there, how much they're going to mix up coverage because really, and you know this better than me, it seemed like they just put a pretty basic game plan out there and then just let them go.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You still kind of saw that same 4-3 defense that we saw so much last year, right? You still saw Pete Warner playing a lot of times over the slot or splitting, between the tackle and the slot. And so you saw a very simple 4-3 defense. I think, as the season evolves, and I think they kind of knew going to FAU, right? They were going to get some normal, maybe some read option, but mostly some zone, maybe a little bit of single back power. And then you're going to see some sideline to sideline, quick bubble screens, quick slants. That's kind of what you're going to see, running gun. And I think the Ohio State coaches knew going in that game, sitting in a 4-3 defense, that they were going to be able to, hey, we can go out there. Our linebackers can match up with their wide receivers, and we can stop these guys.
You ready for some new film?
I am, man. I'm so ready for this.
Let's roll the tape. All right, Zach, these linebackers, we talked about them all year last season. They're just trying to make plays, read and react.
Yep. Come
out of the gates firing, really. I mean, Malik Harrison, this is what people have been waiting for, I believe.
Oh, man, they started off early in this game, right? And last year it felt like the Oregon State game here. They would fill in the wrong hole and this guy would be gone, right? But here, you see him playing in tandem so much better. There's two things that I saw this year. They're playing in tandem, meaning the guys are keeping the ball inside one another. And then the other thing is they're playing so much more physical and they're playing downhill. Last year was so much side to side, trying to dodge players. This year, they're playing downhill. They're getting contact. You even see Tough Borland here, right? Hat and hands is what I always call it. Hat and hands them, shed and go. You see Malik Harrison fill downhill. He's making contact 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. When did we ever see that last year, right? Like you see right here, he's reading it right from the get-go, playing downhill, playing quick, and just helmet right in the guy's chest and making a tough tackle.
We talked about, that alignment and getting the chance maybe 4 or 5 yards back from the line of scrimmage. Does that show up here? Does this make it easier for him to read those keys?
It does. I think when they're at the line of scrimmage, right, they're linebackers, you don't want to play in space, right? Or you don't want to play up near the line. You want to play in space because when you play in space, you're able to read and react a lot quicker and you're able to come down and avoid some blocks and see it, right? When you're up at the line of scrimmage, the big uglies can get their hands on you a lot quicker. Here, you see him playing back at 5 yards. They're seeing it. He's reading the first step off of the tailback. He sees him start to come downhill. He sees his guard shut down, meaning, hey, here we go. Here's our slot, right? They call it the triangle. You go guard, back to the tailback, right? If you're on this side, you're reading your tailback through to your guard. Guard steps down, tailback's coming through. It's just a perfect fill right here.
All right, big tackle for loss there from Malik Harrison. He would have another one later on. Here, this a little bit, you don't have to make the actual tackle to get it, but it's still an example of these guys, as you say, flowing to the football, making plays.
It is, and this is what I'm talking to tandem too, right? You see Tough Borland come out here. He's going to take on the block out here, knowing he's got to keep outside leverage. And then you see Malik Harrison come here. When did we ever see this? Running downhill, watch. He's going to go through the backer, through the back to the quarterback, right? I mean, we didn't see this last year, right? And you see these guys starting to flow to the football so much quicker. They're seeing it so much better. You see Chase Young keeping the backside leverage on that side. It's just like the whole defense as a unit is playing together. This year, everyone is on the same page, where when we saw last year, guys were kind of trying to do their own thing to make plays, and they had no idea where anyone else was going to be.
And to see this number of scarlet jerseys going to the football. I think that's probably something that.
Oh my gosh, run into the football, right? We've seen Coach Madison, Coach Washington, Coach Halfley, all those guys when they came in, the very first thing they said in the spring is no one ran to the football, right? You've seen what they are repping in practice. How many scarlet jerseys do we see running to the football, getting to the football, and actually come with some effort and passion, right? They're coming with an attitude.
That shows up here as we keep rolling along down by the goal line, a play that maybe could have been officiated a little bit differently, but still an example of multiple guys flying behind the line of scrimmage even to make a play, Zach.
This one drove me crazy how it wasn't. But look, you see all these guys running the football, right? This is what I want to point out. You see the effort, right? Last year's kind of guys were dogging to the football. Guys, were saying, hey, someone else can make this play.
Right.
But here, everyone is here, right? They know. We got the running back read. Linebackers are flowing there. Cornerbacks are coming up. Akuta's coming up with an attitude. Pete Warner's running the football. And you see all these other scarlet jerseys, man, coming with an attitude that, hey, we're going to get to this ball carrier and we're going to inflict some pain on him when we see him.
It wouldn't be a BuckIQ in the season if you don't get a chance to rip the refs too, Zach. Just go ahead.
What are we doing? Like, come on, right? I mean, listen, I understand if there was, if they stopped, if he's going to call it right here, if he's going to stop it and say, hey, the forward progression, whatever, is stopped. But look, Okuta's not on him. The guy's running again. It's gone. Now, guess what? He's now said, hey, I'm a runner. I wasn't down. It's not a stalemate. I'm running again. I'm trying to get more yards. This is a safety. Look at this angle. How is this not a safety? This is unbelievable. Look, elbows down, ball's not even close.
Those linebackers want their points too, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
You don't get a lot of chances for it. All right, one more before we get out of here on This Week on BuckIQ, Zach. And, another guy that we've talked about a lot who could be a playmaker.
But look at this. I want you guys to point out, and I know I was on Malik Harrison so much last year. Look how quick of a reaction this is. He sees the flow coming back this way. Look at Baron Browning. Guard pulls, right? Guard pulls, hey, we're flowing. Beats the frontside tackle over the top. Look how strong Malik Harrison is at the point of attack. This is what I'm talking about, the linebackers playing in tandem. Watch this. Malik Harrison is going to go take the point. Going to take this guy's outside shoulder, knowing Baron Browning and Sean Wade are both running the alley, and you got big-time Chase Young running down the line here. But look at this. Malik Harrison is being physical. Baron Browning comes with passion, makes a big play, tackle for loss. You did not see this last year, and you just see, look, 2-yard tackle for loss. Malik Harrison's meeting the lead blocker behind the line of scrimmage, playing with attitude. We just didn't see this last year. It's so refreshing to see.
You got 4 or 5 guys there who can make that tackle for loss. That's usually a pretty good sign of team
easily.
defense.
And look, everyone else is flying the football. When the coach stops the tape, he's going to count how many guys were in the film. And unless maybe in this play, Jeffrey Okudah is the only one who can be outside the film because he's got the receiver down here. Other than this, you've got 10 scarlet jerseys all in the frame, all running to the football.
Yeah, good signs. Looked like the jury might still be out. I don't know if the Silver Bullets get it after just 1 week, but
you can't earn it after 1 week. But here's the thing: they have a big test this week. It's going to be a tough, physical football team that's going to come in, and you're going to have to see these linebackers play downhill, play quick. But if they do what they did on Saturday, they're going to be set. Another game on Saturday against Cincinnati. Another chance for Zach to come break it down with us. So glad to have game footage back. College football is back. Zach Boren is back. This has been BuckIQ, and we'll be back next week. I'm Austin Ward. See you then.